Oh, hello. Sorry you had to see that. This right here is the proverbial pine tree. The one I've been bashing my head against for the last several years with the trolls and the moles who continue to disrespect, blow off any data and evidence, witness testimony that I present. And I just realized this morning with the help of Cynthia that I need to stop hitting my head against the proverbial pine tree. Now, this wouldn't be the first time I've done it. I did it for 10 years when I was in the old school aggressive paparazzi money shot approach method, the traditional method used by most Bigfooters to go out there and whack on trees and blast out calls and do bobo screams, roar, put out scents, high-tech equipment, all that kind of stuff, without any success, I might add. Not just me, pretty much everybody else. And then I realized how I was hitting my head against a proverbial pine tree without success, much success. I mean, we were pulling tracks out of the ground like everybody else, getting an occasional whack back like everybody else, an occasional scream back like everybody else, but really, 10 years, there's only so many tracks you can pull out of the ground and only so many whacks you can get back on trees and only so many screambacks, and really that's it for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that's it. I wanted more. So I switched over to the habituation research method, Dr. Jane Goodall Chimp Lady research method, and guess what? It worked. It's worked so well that, I've had 25 plus witnesses over the last 9 years verify the fact that my research is working well, especially over the last 5 years since I switched over to the habituation method 5 years ago. And bottom line is, the trolls and moles still don't want to believe. They still don't want to believe. And the realization that I came to this morning with the help of Cynthia and smacking my head against the proverbial pine tree is the fact that, and before I say anything else, I am not, repeat, not, emphasis on not saying I'm Jesus Christ, not saying I'm a Messiah, Savior, part of the Trinity, not saying that, okay? Did you hear me? Not saying that. But the enlightenment that I got this morning, the epiphany, was the fact that Jesus, who was the Messiah, who was the Son of God, who was a part of the Trinity, who actually did turn water into wine, who actually did walk on water, who actually did heal the sick, feed the multitudes, and raise the dead, they still didn't believe him either. And he was the Son of God. He did perform miracles, and they still didn't believe him either, and they crucified him. Well, if they're going to do it to somebody like him, the Messiah, the Son of God, like him, I'm not saying I am, I'm saying he is, they're going to do that to him, even though he performed all those miracles, why on God's green earth, right behind me, why on God's green earth would I expect you to not do likewise? You know who you are, trolls and moles. The people who try to go after my psychology license on bogus charges. You're not even my patient, and my Bigfooting hobby has nothing to do with my psychology license, and you tried to go after it. So guess what? I'm coming after you. And I have 2 years to do it, by law. I'm coming after you, and you know who you are. Now, back to the pine tree. I'm not going to hit my head against a pine tree anymore. I'm not going to do it. You're not worth it. You're not worth the time, the energy, the effort. I am shaking the sand off my heels. I'm no longer throwing pearls to swine, and the dead can bury their dead. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward with my research. I am pulling myself out of most Bigfoot groups. If you want to keep up to speed on my research, you're going to have to come to the Team Squatching USA Facebook group. You're going to have to check out my YouTube videos and SoundCloud files on your own. But the bottom line is, I'm moving forward. My focus is on continuing to improve the relationship with my Squatch family in SOA and improve the trust levels, and eventually, hopefully, one day, get that trust level going so well that I'll be able to sit down with them and film them with their permission and obtain those cheek swabs while filming, so the chain of custody of the DNA collection isn't questioned, and be able to prove it once and for all, if the Squatches allow me to. But who knows, I may walk through a portal and never come back. Oh no, my goodness, he said portal again. Oh, he's going crazy. No. Once again, 7 people saw the portal. Only one's not talking about it, and we all know who he is. Don't know why, but we all know who he is. The other 6 are. So it happened. And the audio tapes say it happened. So anyway, this is my parting farewell message to the trolls and the moles. I'm gonna miss you, really. I am. I'm so gonna miss. No, really, I'm not. Really, I'm not gonna miss you. I'm not gonna miss spending any more time with you, trying to convince you when you live in a tiny little cognitive box that you're unwilling to crawl out of, where you're unwilling to believe something unless you see it with your own eyes. And loyalty to your friends is more important than loyalty to the truth. I'm not going to miss you at all. This is Dr. J saying goodbye to you, trolls, moles, and other mean-spirited people.